Okay. 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 I'm gonna see if my camera's working. Testing. Testicles. Testing and testicles. That's what we talk about today. Has Angry Joe actually lost his testes? I mean, I'm just curious. I made a video about it the other day, but I deleted everything because I was tired as fuck. Now I'm just waking up, but still. Hello. I watched this thing and that of this why were people pissed off at him for giving it a 7 out of 10? I wonder if that's a little better. This camera fucking is ferociously fucking stupid. No. No, turn off fucking all focus, you piece of shit. I don't want all focus on. Keeps putting autofocus on, it keeps fuck with my camera. It's really annoying. Well, anyway, testicle difficulties. But yeah, I watched this whole entire video of him. It was after episode 1. No, he made a video saying that he was that people were pissed off at why he oh, here it is. People are pissed we didn't hate She-Hulk. Just like, I went through the video, and number one, he attacked his fans. Obviously, this is what people do when I've been seeing a lot of people that are like Democratic people, and they see that their fan base is literally telling them like, hey, you know, this shit's, you know, and one of the dudes was literally trying to explain to him, this is not good, you know. The show's not good. I don't know how you can give this any rating above 5, honestly. At least the episode 1. Because episode 2 wasn't as bad. But then he puts fucking Ben Shapiro on here. Probably one of the smartest dudes that talks about actual events. He hates the dude. Yeah, you hate you hate a right person. You hate right-wing people. That's specifically telling me that you're a left-wing nut. You're a left-wing person. You try to be biased, but you're not. You fucking hate right-wing people. You don't like... You hate Trump. You don't like Ben Shapiro. You don't like Stephen Crowley. You don't like any of these people actually put out actual truth. Actual truth. I like that shit. That blows my fucking mind. And they have evidence to back it up. You're like, oh no, that's not fair, or whatever people like to say. This culture war is going crazy. He stated that. I'm like, yeah, it is going crazy. you're going to have to choose a side because this is what's going to happen. Either don't talk about it at all, which you're not. You're bringing this shit up. So you can't do that when you have a fan base that's been separated. A lot of your people are just saying like, oh, you guys do good reviews and that. But in their minds, it has to be turning like, yeah, this stuff is not good. If you watch it, which evidently no one's watching this shit, I'm just confused why you're taking sides of a bunch of feminist women that literally have made a show saying, based upon the woman. Women don't do that. I worked at Hooters. I worked at places. I work with women all the time. Do you? Probably not, because you don't work with a lot of women, I guess. And I don't see people be like, hey, baby, can I have your number? Can I take you home with me? And men don't say that. Even at a bar. I guess I worked at Hooters before. I never see guys like they say stupid shit. And they do because they're drunk and that. Well, yeah. They don't sit there and... People do stupid shit. I get it. You don't want this. I get it. Okay. I know. I love you, Angry Joe. You done great for the community in that. You done great for your family in that when you started off and you became as big as you are. But maybe you need to think back of when you actually were critiquing shit based upon shit. You're not doing that now. Because you're like, I'm getting tired of the looks of Ghostbusters 2016. That's when that shit started. They just didn't put a name to it. But you gave that like a fucking 2. You say, well, this is serious. Okay, rate based upon every episode, which is what you're doing. But if Ghostbusters 2016 got a fucking 2 or 3 or whatever that is, you give She-Hulk a fucking 7? And you specifically state a whole bunch of things. The main character's fucking annoying. The dialogue's probably not the best. I've been hearing that from a lot of people that don't say the whole like man-hating thing. And you're like stating that it's okay to do a little bit of hating that, but it constantly happens. They've written the show around it. They've written the men to be complete fucking morons and treating that at the bar scene of episode, 2? The dude calls a girl a it. That's the most disrespectful motherfucking thing a woman thinks a man calls a girl a it? Yeah, that's why all these bitches are on freaking, Tinder. Sitting there looking at all these dudes' dongs and shit. And you're sitting there saying, that's what men do. You're a man. Shouldn't you realize that? That's massively fucking ignorant towards a man and towards a woman. I just want to wrap my head around this because I'm starting to see all these things coming in. And you want to keep on rating these shows higher and higher and higher. You rate episode 2 like a fucking 8. Why? Is this show better than fucking, say, Lord of the Rings? 2 Towers? You give that one a pop at a 9 or 10, but why would you give She-Hulk a fucking 7 or 8? It's not nearly as good as any other fucking Marvel show that's been coming out in the last 5 years. Thor Ragnarok, gave it a 9 or 10. You're saying this fucking piece of shit, because I'm looking at it right now, this piece of shit show is almost as good as Thor Ragnarok? Really? Are you really that fucking naive to say, I can't take sides, but you're taking a side, dude? You're fucking making my brain spin. Like, you're literally taking a fucking side. I got so many people. Critical Drinker. That Star Wars girl. Heel versus babyface. Freaking even nostalgia critics even saying, this stuff's not that good. I'm getting all these people from reviewers now. A couple of new people that are talking about that. They're just saying, like, dude, this is crap, you know. It's just the dialogue. You got a woman. I mean, that Star Wars girl's been crawling up, you know, the asses of these people and that. And she's a woman talking about how fucking it's not canon. It's crap. It doesn't make any sense. And you're making women look like this is how we are. No, they're not. You have a girlfriend. Why don't you ask her the question? I'm sure Dan Walsh will probably say, no, women don't act like that. Women don't go in the bathroom and put a bunch of makeup on each other and I'd be like, oh my god, make her look like a fucking prostitute. She comes out of the bar and then gets hit on by a bunch of dudes. Kind of. And then she asks the whole gal because she's getting her feelings hurt because she instantly thinks that they're trying to fucking rape her. No one wants to rape your ugly ass, bitch. Get the fuck out of here with your stupid ass shit. You're the bear. You're like average looking at best. Average. I've seen the whole crew. You're all average looking middle-aged women. No dude, unless they're desperate as fuck, is gonna sit there and be like, hey baby, you look sexy. No. If you walked into Hooters, just to say, and you see all these Hooter girls, because I know how attractive looking they are where I used to work at, and then you walked in, even as a celebrity, I bet you most guys wouldn't even fucking talk to you. They'd be sitting like, like, oh my god, I play She-Hulk. Like, oh yeah. What the fuck is that? Many people say that. I know I would. Like, I don't watch that shit. You have to watch. It's because of it's between a woman's lens. And you have a whole bunch of girls up to you like, what the fuck is that shit? Why you play such a character that literally defies a woman as what? That they're stating that the perfection, they make all these stupid mistakes. Like driving like shit. Yeah. Ha ha ha. And it's sitting there in episode 3, Torque at the end of it. What? That's not what women do. Women don't walk around and fucking torque in front of a bunch of dudes. And then sit there and complain that dudes are calling them and whistling at them. You're literally shaking your ass in front of a bunch of dudes. You're sitting there like, you can't talk about me shaking my ass. Then don't do it then. If you define yourself as a feminist woman and you're making a show based upon the eyes of a woman, put a little bit more realistic shit in there because you're not getting any point of views of a man. This is what the problem is. Joe, this is why I agree with you on some of the things. That this culture war is fucking stupid. I get it. But you're saying everyone, oh, you just hate women. No. I want a man's perspective. If you're writing men in there, I want a man's perspective. If it's all women, be my guest. Whatever you have to do, that's fine. But there's an enormous amount of men in this fucking show. And they're looking at us saying that we're like this. Then when I've been to bars before, I never see any men fucking sit there and do the things that they believe that they fucking do in this show. These people are delusional. Their minds really believe this shit. In their minds, they think Susan Mayen looks at them. And it's happening in our culture. You got fucking Me Too, man. Don't you understand this shit? That women should be doing this, but they do it anyway. Don't you remember when you got Me Too? They put up all this fucking bullshit? Because what'd you say? I just thought that she liked me. So I flirted with her like a natural order of men should do. And she fucking went after you. That was a feminist. Now they made a whole entire show on this. And it's going to teach younger women that are, well, evidently brain dead, say, that's how men are. Every time you look at a man, it almost happened to me. I worked at Hooters, for God's sakes. This girl's wearing tight-ass pants and her boobs are jiggling all over the place. I said she had a nice butt because we were talking, getting to know each other. We were flirting, and she instantly freaked the fuck out. She called fucking harassment on my ass. Just because I said she had a nice butt. and I work at Hooters. All I see is literally ass all day long. And I compliment other girls saying, "Oh, you look good in that bikini and that," you know. And when has this shift changed? You know what? Because these feminist loser fucking bitches think that men should not critique women at all. But you see how they critique men? They do it all the time. You should lift more weights. You should diet harder. You should take more steroids because I want you to look fucking fit. I want you to have all those fucking muscles. I know, Joe, you don't understand what muscles are because I don't think you lift weights. But defeat the purpose. This is the idea that most of these feminist women want to have for a man. And I do get it. That you want this stuff to end. So do I. But you have to fight for the end. You're just ignoring what's happening. This is what little kids do. We ignore what is really happening. What's really happening? We're in a culture war. I chose my side. I don't like wokeness. I think that these people are fucking crazy. And obviously you see it too, but you don't want to call it out for what it is. You want to ignore it. Because it's your left-wing side that's doing it. And you're a Democrat, evidently. But you don't want to join on the side of the right-wing side because you think Ben Shapiro's fucking stupid. Yeah. That's why he spits out more truth every day. Some of his shit, you know, is funny and a little ridiculous, but he speaks the truth. And I get it, bud. Before all this shit happened, everyone respected your criticism on things. But now, I can't respect someone that literally doesn't see a show for what it is. Which means they are right. Why don't you be the one to be the fucking man and say, yeah, this shit's, it's part of the show. It's part of how they've written it. They broadcast it all the time now, bro. And if you're that scared to speak the actual truth about what is actually in that show, then don't critique shows anymore, man. Because if you can't tell the actual truth about how that show is, how is your audience even going to know if it's right or wrong? It's just like when you attack that one character from Mandalorian, the freaking the MMA fighter woman. What's her name? Glinda, Gina. And your audience said that wasn't true. She didn't say that. It's like, why are you lying? You already got attacked saying that you were picking a fucking side. Evidently hasn't changed. That's why you don't want to pick anything. You're saying, I don't care anymore. Why? Because you can't choose your side anymore, dude. You don't want to swallow the red pill. Matrix. Think about it. Matrix was made. Why they had the blue pill, red pill? The Matrix was literally telling you, blue pill is fucking fake. They're fake. They're talking about the Democratic people. That's the whole point of the fucking movie. It's a fake reality. Now you're starting to see how cruel and how unjust these people can be. And you don't want to take either side. I don't want to take either side. You know, honestly, I don't. I take the side of truth. And people don't like truth. And you think it's fair that YouTube's literally censoring people from the truth. That was the whole point of the Angry Joe show. Didn't you make a vow to that? Maybe not towards movies, but you should make a vow. You made a vow towards games. It's like, I'll tear down games. You specifically said on your thing. And I remember watching your earliest videos. You know, don't lose what you got. Well, don't lose what you got just because You choose to just act invisible, act like nothing's happening. And then saying that they only take a couple swipes at men. Literally, the whole entire show is written around constantly doing it. And as a man, you should be slightly in theory like, why is this in there? Why are you making it look like men are like this when it's not true? That's the whole point of this. It's not true. And that's the reason why a lot of men are coming out. I'm a normal man. I'm not a fucking activist. Them people are fucking crazy. On both sides. Feminists and male activists are fucking retards. They're just stupid. They're ignorant on both sides. I'm looking at the middle. And as a man, I don't like when a woman literally fucking defies me as being someone that just wants to have sex. I haven't fucked a girl in 12 years. Put that in your pipe and smoke it, bitch. Not saying you, Joe. I'm saying these feminists that sit there probably get tons of fucking cock because they're unmoral. They have no honor. They have nothing. They can't be a womanly man, a womanly woman. They can't be a married woman that has kids and that because they don't care. They get together, their big old boxes of wine, and complain, dramatize everything because they don't do nothing. What do they do all day? Marvel's wasting money on these women. And they're like, yeah, I got feminist power. No, actually you don't. No one fucking believes your shit. So all the reviews that I saw, there's not a lot of women that really give a fuck about what you're writing. Barely at all. So I was curious, Joe. I mean, if this show is a flop, I know you're going to come back and probably say, yeah, this show probably wasn't that good. You know, my audience is speaking out saying this stuff and that. But, see, I read some of the stuff that you were reading about your comments and that. No, I was reading the comments with you, whatever it is, that you were talking about. And the reason why I'm making this video, because we care. Your audience cares. I've been watching you for multiple years now. And it's called love. I know you got it. You give it to your family. Your show brings in friends and that, and you're trying to help support so many people. Do you want to go down in history this way? That's the whole point of this. Because now you're going to be now people are going to look at you this way. New people to your channel will be like, does he seem kind of woke? Does he seem kind of a feminist? That's how I see it. I see that you are aiming towards being a feminist, but you're a dude. This is how women act. Yeah. For the one that got me too, I'm blown away, Joe. You got me too, and you're sitting there still. And she was a feminist activist. She's trying to fucking... And I'm blown away, dude. I want you to know that, I want you to think about this. Think about it hard. Do you want the realized thing? We're going to do the blue-red pill. Do you want to stay with the blue pill? Or do you want to take the red pill and actually realize it? It doesn't even matter it doesn't even matter. You don't have to like anybody on the right. But realize what's really going on. And I know you do. Because you talk about it with your friends and that. You talk about it with Alex and that. It's very obvious you don't put every single thing online. I can read your vibe from here, dude. I can see it when you talk in that. It's wrapping around your brain. That red pill is right there. Morpheus has it right here. Handing it to you like, hey, dude, it's coming. You don't want it to come, but it's coming. Because when truth actually gets out there, humans attach to truth. That's why you got social media drowning themselves with all this crap. That's why you got all these news networks I see every day on YouTube talk about all this shit. And they're drowning people with this crap. Because they want it to happen. But it's not going to happen. Trump's not going to get indicted. Trump's not going to go to prison. Why would you want one of the best presidents to go to prison? Just because you make millions of dollars doesn't mean everybody else does. That's the whole point of this, Joe. We're trying to bring it back to normalcy so you can make reviews and actually judge things based upon how it is. But you're not doing that. You gave it a 7 out of 10, dude. You gave better shows less points. Miss Marvel's better than this shit. And they gotta get cameos all the time now. They're doing everything they can. That's why that's why you call this a feminist show. But there's an enormous amount of man cameos. Because they know damn well that's not gonna go anywhere. I understand, I respect it being a man. At least call it out. And you did to a little bit extent, but you made it really fucking weak. Because you're just like, well, women can do that. But you never call these women feminists. They specifically state that they're feminists. They specifically say that they don't like men. But you don't say it. Why? You're saying this actress is a good actress. That she's a good person. No. She despises men. And it blows my mind that you believe this garbage shit that she's saying. And how dare you as a man to sit there and thinking that this woman is literally not man-hating. Fucking bitch is man-hating 24/7. I'm just saying, bro, you know, if you got any balls left it downstairs, which I know you do, because you say a lot of stuff, you better start jumping on this shit, dude. Because everyone's going to think you're a feminist. This is why I'm telling you this. Everyone's going to think you're a feminist. Everyone thinks you're a woke, left-wing fucking crazy now because of this shit. And you're going to think, well, I don't care if I lose subs. And no, you do care. I'm not going to unsubscribe for you because this is what learning is. No one unsubscribed for Mango Joe. It's called healing, baby. It's called seeing the light. People dig their holes like an ostrich. They stick their head in the fucking ground and they don't want anything. Know why? See no evil, hear no evil, say no evil. Illuminati, baby. This is the reason why people do this shit. They dodge everything that they know that's true. They won't say, I don't see no evil. I don't hear no evil from She-Hulk. I don't see no evil from She-Hulk. But it's literally right in front of you. This is what the Illuminati does. This is what these people do. And if you're part of it, man, more power to you. But at the end of the day, in the back of your mind, you know it's fucking wrong. You gotta see the light, Joe. I know a lot of people are coming out and using your name. But this is... I don't give a shit about the views. I don't give a shit about the money like half these motherfuckers do. My channel is small. I'm a critique channel. I do gaming, but I'm a researcher in human development. And when I see something that's wrong, I want to comment on it. Because you can't heal unless you see that there's a problem. And you see it, but you're not taking it. Full front. And it hurts me to see someone so popular that's critiqued shitty games and shitty movies and shows that I love to watch to sit there and be like, yeah, 7 out of 10. What the fuck? It's not even good CGI. Well, yeah. She's an okay actress. Okay. Maybe 1 fucking point for that. The show can be funny if you're a woman that says, fuck that man. I guess 3 out of 10. You like Marvel? 4 out of 10. You may like She-Hulk? 5? 5 at most? You rated better shows less points at the first episode. But you rated this massively high for a first episode. Anyway, that's it. I'm going to go ahead and go play some video games.